I'm Laurie March, Project Manager and Home Improvement Pro, and I'm on the road with Renewal by Andersen all across the country, meeting special folks and seeing their cool projects that open a window into the past and the future. So I spent a lot of time on the road the past few weeks meeting wonderful people and seeing their houses. And one of the first things they all said was, "So when do we get to see your place?" So it's your turn. Come on over. It's so inspiring to hear people talk about their homes and what they're passionate about within their own walls. I grew up on the East Coast in Maryland, and when I moved to California, I fell in love with the Spanish Colonial architecture. I knew that as soon as I could afford to buy my own home, this is exactly what I was looking for. When I first walked through the open house, this kitchen was a total surprise. It had amazing appliances, marble countertops, and it was all done. I love cooking, and this kitchen just made me feel like a chef. Remodeling a Spanish Colonial style house is pretty specific. This home in particular is 1928, which means there's no insulation, lots of old single pane windows. It's actually really hard for me to release control of working on my own house to a contractor or a vendor. So when Renewal by Andersen and I partnered up on this project, I started to understand that these people had been in the business for years. And when you work in older homes, it's so important to work with partners that understand what you're trying to accomplish. For me, I really want to respect the materials, the style of the home whenever I add anything into a home or upgrade anything. This home is quirky. It's not all exactly square and level, and knowing that I was getting windows and doors that were perfectly measured for my own house made me feel a lot more comfortable about letting people work on it. It's almost kind of indescribable the way a room changes after you've replaced old windows with new ones. There's a stillness, kind of a quietness, but there's just a quality to the security you feel afterward, and it's just wonderful. All of this space in the morning, it's actually one of my favorite spots in the house because I wake up in the morning and I just buzz open this window, and then I don't know if you can hear it, but there's birds and bees, lots of chirping and squeaking as sort of everything in the city comes alive. This may not seem like a big deal, but our tiny little guest bathroom has a little window in it, and it was really difficult to find a shade that was the right size. But you really want privacy, right? Because it's a bathroom. But when we updated that window, I was able to put in obscured glass. So it has privacy, it's super easy to crank open and closed. It really adds a ton of character to that little space. This is our sweet little guest room. It's not a big room, but it has a lot of privacy. It's also right off the kitchen and off the dining room, so our guests feel like they're a part of the house. But when they want, they can just close the door, open a window, and they're here on this private courtyard. It's so relaxing. But when I was growing up, I read this book called The Secret Garden, and when I first walked through this house into the backyard, there was this incredible little courtyard. I don't know if you can see it from here, but all my pollinator plants are right across here, the yellows and the pinks. That's the ones that the bees and all the bugs, they just love it. And I added a little sectional. It's right over here, so you can just pop outside with a cup of coffee and chill, just sort of enjoy the view. When we were on the road recently, a lot of the people that we talked to were living in their forever home. And I have no idea if this is my forever home, but I like to work on homes and treat them like they're somebody's forever home, because they are. And I like to think about somebody who's going to enjoy this space maybe another 100 years after me, and really hope that when they look out the window into this garden, that they're enjoying what they're seeing as much as I enjoyed putting it there. So that's it. Thanks for cruising through my house and hearing a little bit more about my remodels. But more importantly, if you have time, check out the rest of our At Home with Laurie series, meet our lovely homeowners, and hear more about the projects in their spaces.